Hello and welcome to the grand finals of the Rising Star Division of RLIS Season 2. My name is Rez and I'm joined here by Mull this evening. How are you, Mull?
Hey, thank you for having me. Not too bad. Pretty excited for this game.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. It will be between the Banshees of Bass, Krolic and Pogs up against Setanta being Wrench, Adequate Llama and Henbro 88. It's going to be an interesting series coming up this evening, Mull. Obviously a slightly different format to what otherwise might be expected. The first game is going to be a 3v3, then going into a 2v2 in game 2 and then a 1v1 in game 3. Game 4 will be decided by whoever is down in the series. They have a choice of 1s or 2s. Moving into Game 5, that will be 3v3. Game 6 will be the opposite of Game 4. And Game 7, if we make it there, we will have a 3v3. Obviously a slightly unusual format, but it definitely offers opportunities for players on both teams to be able to shine in different areas of their game. And I'm interested to see how it goes. So then, if we have a little look back at the league play standings, particularly on the Banshee side, it was quite even. Obviously, Bass and Krolic playing 2-1 series each, and Pogs playing just the one. I'd be interested to get your opinion on this, Mull. It's definitely interesting in these playoff games when you have the choice to put out your strongest ones player in the first ones game, but you may have to, or you may not be able to play them later on. Do you think it's sort of a tactical game to be able to decide when to play your best players?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's when you're playing a serious match, it's all about trying to keep like an unspoken pressure. So when you're choosing to play a ones player, it really defines how the rest of your games are going to go. So if you're going to play a ones player out straight, it's going to set a lot of tension for the rest of the games coming ahead, especially if that ones player wins. It's going to really put a lot of pressure on the team that loses that game. So depending on what the Banshees do here, because from looking at what's on paper, it looks like if they were to put out their best ones player, it would definitely set a lot of tension for Satanta going into the next few games.
It would, absolutely, and obviously, throughout league play, Setanta did come out on top, but the Banshees were in a close second. That was just decided on, I believe, game differential. So both these teams are fairly evenly matched. Obviously, something else to note is that Setanta did play with Poke with a Stick for a couple of series during league play, so that's something to note. Adequate Llama did miss a period of time for whatever reason. So we're going to be getting into things right about now, and I'm very excited to hear this one. Can I get your final predictions for this, Mull?
Ooh, I don't know. All right. I think Banshees are going to take it, but it's going to be a close enough game at the start. If anything, I feel like Satanta are going to lose the pressure, and then maybe they're just going to throw it away. But you never know. They may have such good pressure. I've never really seen them play.
Yeah, obviously I'm definitely supporting the Banshees also. I am obviously a member of that organisation, so I'm not the Banshees, but some early pressure on here for Setanta. Setanta in the orange and the Banshees in the blue, of course. As now Bass looks to put a shot on target, but it's wide. But he's managed to get the bump onto Wrench, and they're sustaining good pressure here, the Banshees. As Bass cuts into midfield to try and retain possession. A good doink from Llama.
Ooh.
Obviously this is the lowest hit of the RLIS, so we might see some slightly lower level gameplay there as a shot comes in from Llama. Can't get it past the defense, and some back and forth gameplay early on here, and that's a team bump coming through by Bass, but the pressure isn't there for Setanta and they'll get away with that one. Bass now coming off the wall. That's a good play, but a double commit coming in. That was Krolic who jumped up behind his teammate there. As now we see a lot in players. Pogs can rip off a shot here, and it's close, but saved away by Llama. And it's fairly close so far, but it does seem like the Banshees have the upper hand, Mull.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell straight off the bat the Banshees are playing way more aggressive, even feeling a bit more excited going through because they've already caused a few double commits, but they're definitely keeping the pressure down on Satanta.
Yeah, they do have to be careful, though. It's very easy to sort of get a bit excited with all the pressure you've had and then give away to an easy counter-attack goal as they're messing around in the corner here as a big ball comes in. Opportunity for Krolic, but it won't be finished off. Llama now trying to get it downfield, helped out by Henbro. Krolic back on the defense, so You can't get another touch, but Pogs should be there to clean it up. It's not a particularly convincing clear, and it goes straight back out to Wrench. Wrench obviously being the only non-Irish player in this lobby at the moment, as Henro puts the shot on. It's a good save from Pogs. That was a boomer indeed, as Bass makes another save, and Setanta seem to have got back into things in the last 30 seconds or so, as they're making the Banshees panic a little bit on the defense. As Pogs could have an opportunity here, but cleared away before he can get there. Krolik playing fairly safe here. He's going to pick up the boost in the corner and tries to get the boom and clear, but it's blocked away, and Bass missing a hit on that one. Bass did say, I have heard him say that he is hoping to get into the higher division for next season, so I'm sure the managers will be watching. They'll be looking to see a strong performance from him, as will he himself, as he's trying to compile the pressure on here. Pogs up on the wall, plays it in field. Bass could get on the end of this. He takes the shot. It's just over. Some more pressure here as Krolik puts one on target, but saved away by Henborough. Still 0-0. It's been a very close game so far. Neither team able to get that decisive goal. As Henborough tracks back, as he's got 50 boots. That's plenty in this situation, and he's maybe able to get another touch. It's a good 50-50, gets it through Bass, but there are players behind him to clean it up. And Mull, with games that last this long without a goal, do you just think that it could all come down to one sort of small mistake on the defense?
Yeah, literally. It's like Setanta started off a bit slow, but you can start to see that they're picking up the pace a little bit, and they're getting a lot of nice rotations of shots in, but they really need to try and just make a nice little passing play or something. You don't really see that at this division a lot, but if they get a nice little passing play or an outplay, they're going to really just get a goal in, because I feel like Banshees aren't going to expect that, because they feel like they're keeping a good pace against them.
Absolutely. So the shot comes in, and Wrench is going to open things up in the first game with 1:30 left on the clock, and that came out of nothing, Mo.
Yeah, definitely. This is what I'm saying. They're just trying to play it slow and keep it around, but now that they're after scoring that goal against Banshees and the speed that Banshees are picking up, Banshees are going to try and have to overcommit and maybe make a few more mistakes.
Yeah, it was just that overcommit there on the defense. I'm not sure who it was, but the Banshees have been punished for it. Is with a late goal coming in like that, there isn't a huge amount of time left for the Banshees to get back into things. Lama gets clear. Tries to get the 50 in midfield, but now Hemborough's the last one back. He's missed, but Bass, he's so low on boost. He definitely could have taken a shot there, but he still gets one off. But the defense is back in time. Now a miss on the backboard, an opportunity. Bass touches it away. Krolik trying to keep the pressure on. It's all chaos in the box as Bass and Pogs double commit. Krolik now 45 seconds. They have to get something going shortly. That's Krolik. That's a good touch to keep it away from the attacker, but Henborough hits off the backboard and doubles up, and that is 2 goals in favour of Setanta.
You can really see that Banshees are just trying to make plays, but it's not really working out. That was a really nice read from Terry Maple on the backboard there.
That was a good read indeed from Henborough, and he's done the work that's required, and now the pressure is all on the Banshees. They have to do something immediately here if they want to be with the chance, as Krolik bangs one downfield. If anything, they need this to go in, as Krolik almost gets one off, and that would have brought the game back into contention, but it doesn't look like it'll be. I say that as Pogs puts one just off the crossbar, and Krolik follows it up, and 17 seconds to go. We have a game.
That was a beautiful shot from Krolik. Bass with a really nice pass out. Unfortunately, Pogocat couldn't get that shot, but Krolik with a nice little air roll turn pops it in.
A good turn from Krolik. He knew they needed something immediately, and he gives them just that. As we have a game going into the last 17 seconds. It's been a tight affair all game, but Setanta have seen the slightly more decisive team so far, but can the Banshees change that? This clear could be everything for Hemborough, and he makes it. Pogs gets ahead. The clock has hit 0 seconds. It cannot touch the ground, but it does, and Setanta will take game 1.
That was a really close game. You can see that at the start, Banshees were really trying to bring the pace up and to try and keep a lot of pressure. But what Setanta done, they just caught them off guard with the first really nice aerial from Wrench, and then third Mabel with a lovely read off the backboard. It really put a lot of pressure on the Banshees, and I feel like they sort of just fell apart trying to make these plays. But hopefully they can bring it back in the second one.
Indeed, the Banshees did seem very impressive. Early on in the game, but they did seem to struggle, especially in the middle part when they weren't really able to sustain or get away with the pressure that the Setanta were putting on them. And in the end of things, they just weren't able to get a decisive goal at the end.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they ignored a few things that going into this game. I feel like they were focused so much on just trying to beat people to actual shots. They weren't really trying to finalize opportunities or actually make certain plays, which is something that you normally don't really see in this rank. I feel like in this rank you'll sort of just see more like bim bam play styles to try and just get it up the field and then try and score opportunities off that. But if each of the teams were to really just try and make something, it would probably work out 100% of the time.
Absolutely. So just to brief anyone who has joined since we last explained this, we do have a 2v2 match up next, and it will come down to the managers respectively. Lovely Cans obviously for the Banshees and LTX Sam for Setanta. Obviously LTX Sam this season has been known as more of a backseat manager, but I am aware that Lovely Cans is in the Discord right now talking to his team, so it'll be interesting to see who they bring out. If we look at the stats from the regular season, it was Bass and Pogs who played the vast majority of twos games for the Banshees. They played 4 each, with Krolic only playing 2. If we look over to the side of Setanta, it was Wrench playing most of the games. He played 4 2 series, whereas Henbro played 2, Adequate Llama played 1, and obviously Poke, who subbed in mid-season, played 3 as well. But we're getting into things. It's going to be Llama against Wrench, or Llama and Wrench against Bass and Pogs for the Banshees, and this could be a decisive game in the series, Mel.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they done a smart play not putting Krolic into the game. They're going to probably try and save him for after. That was a really good attempt from Wrench there. But it gives Krolic good time to warm up and just relax and try and calm down a little bit from that first game.
Some very early pressure here for Setanta as Wrench struggling a little bit on the wall to get things going. But the Banshees seem like they've got away with it. Pogs now looking for the edge, and we can't make it happen. But Bass, but it's under pressure, and you do have to be careful in situations there. Pogs, he was floating away towards the opponent's net, and Bass committed fully. So you do have to be careful not to double commit. It's a completely different style of game when you go from 3s to 2s, but I'm sure these players will be okay to adapt as Bass gets a good backflip in midfield. Pogs makes a save. It's a difficult save to make. It was coming at him at a difficult angle, but Bass is starting to push forward. He could have an open net here. Can he finish it off? Great save by Wrench. And he shows why he's played the most 2s games for Setanta this season in this division, as he puts a shot on target, and Wrench is right on top of things.
You can really see, as soon as we went into this 2s games, the amount of shots that are being pinged on target and the amount of amazing saves that have just happened right now. I feel like the pace has completely changed to how it was in the 3s game. I feel like each individual is finally getting a lot of space to really use their mechanics well.
Yeah, that is obviously one of the most stark differences between 2s and 3s, the fact that you have so much more space on the ball, and that's exactly what Bass has here. Can he bring it in? He can't do so, but Pogs might be able to finish it off. He misses. A critical miss there will deny the equalising goal. As Wrench now looking to double up, and he's done just that. A brilliant flick from Wrench, and he is showing why he's one of the most dominating players in this division.
Setanta are absolutely popping off. May I say, Wrench is popping off. Being the person who's played the most 2 series on his team, you can really see that he's taking full advantage of that and using his dribbles.
Absolutely, and now they're now 2 goals to the good, and they are looking good for this victory early on. Still plenty of time though for the Banshees to make it back, as it's played across goal, and Wrench, he's caught out the defense, and Wrench, he doesn't care, but he's missed the open net. He's been infected by the LTX Sam shooting.
I can't believe it.
Oh, a massive error, but he's trying to redeem himself, can't do it. And if the Banshees get back into this, that error could come back to cost them, as Bass pushing forward. He's been a standout player so far for the Banshees, but he can't get it done that time. The good fake comes in, but Wrench again. He's just been the janitor so far, cleaning up the mistakes from the Banshees. As this one may drop down, but Bass, he's up there to deny the infield pass. Pogs. Bass driving into no man's land a little bit there. Has left his teammate with an awful lot to do. Oh, and Wrench has missed another open net, and Bass has capitalised on it. And Mel, that just tells you the importance of shooting at this level.
Honestly, like, as soon as he missed that, they just lost all that pressure that they had, and then Bass can just take it in over a double commit from the opposite team. I feel like Wrench just sort of got a bit too confident, a bit too cocky when he was taking that shot there.
Absolutely, you have to be careful. Obviously, he did already have 2 goals, but just those two mistakes on the open nets has cost his team an awful lot as Pogs looks to try and bring his team right back into things as the save is forced out of Llama. Missed flick there. Now Bass. Wrench keeping it in. Llama, he's up for the aerial, hits it off the backboard, and Wrench gets his hat trick with just 2 minutes left on the clock.
You can really see Setanta are just all over the Banshees. Given the fact the Banshees got their only goal off an overcommit from Setanta, but if anything else, Setanta are keeping really good pressure and getting good passing plays and backboard hits. It's going really well for them.
It is going really well for Setanta at the moment, and it just seems unmatched. It just seems like the Banshees can't keep up with just the mechanical caliber of this Setanta team. As Bass trying to regain possession, but it's difficult in the corners. They just can't get power on the plays that they need as Bass. Looking for the play, can't get it, but he does force a clear out. It's going to fall to his teammate Pogs, who hits one off the backboard. But good clear from Wrench, who obviously we touted Bass to be one of the players looking to move up to the shooting star division, the higher division for next season. But it's been Wrench so far who's impressed the most, as it seems that his shooting is coming back to plague him, just like his manager LTX Sam. He hasn't been able to put the goals in. As Bass hits another one off the backboard, his teammate Pogs needs to follow this one up. It's off the backboard again. Wrench gets a decisive block, preventing the goal that would bring it within one for the Banshees. Bass now caught with 0 boost, but he should be able to get back in time and does. As he gets demoed for his troubles, a chance for Llama, puts one on target, but it's a good save by Pogs to deny it. London play here as Pogs gets the clear, and Wrench tries to put it back in, but it's falling straight to Bass, and both players force the time to flying up for that one. Could have been an error, but the Banshees unable to capitalise on it as we reach into the last minute of play here, and the Banshees really need to get back in it. Even if they don't win the game, they just need it for confidence sake. You don't want to be going 2-0 down in the best of 7, obviously, but Pogs, he's prioritised boost over ball, but his teammate Bass bails him out on that one. They have to get it going now. 35 seconds to go. Bass gets the dunk in the corner. Where's Pogs? Can he make a play? It's a good block from Llama to prevent the shot as Wrench gets it clear. And that's
They're really going to have to try and make something here. Setanta are really just keeping good pressure on them at the moment. They can't really make anything because they're just keeping that pressure.
Yes, Setanta just keeping the pressure so well, and it's just, I think it's just the caliber of clears Mull that's gifted them, not just this game but the one before as well. Obviously on the side of the Banshees, the clears that they've made, lots of the clears from the Banshees have just landed straight to the opponents as Setanta close things out, whereas Setanta, they've been a lot more calculated with their clears, don't you think?
Yeah, honestly, it looks like Banshees came into this a bit underestimating Setanta, and they were just trying to really get speed over them. But Setanta have really good mechanical players, especially Wrench getting MVP, which he definitely deserves that game, which is insane. But Setanta are playing so solid, honestly. Very mechanically good players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Wrench, obviously, playing very well indeed, but he will have to be careful. He got away with it a couple of times. Obviously, with 7 shots, 3 scored, it doesn't look that bad, but if you think of the shots that he missed, a couple of open nets coming in, he is going to have to rectify that coming into things. But now we have the ones. This is the game mode where things can be thrown up in the air completely. And looking at the standings from the regular season, Wrench played the most one series, and then on the side of the Banshees, Bass and Krolic both played 2. And really, I can't see another way, Mull, but I think the Banshees need to win this one.
Yeah, honestly. And as I was saying before, I could tell you that they were saving Krolic for the ones. I feel like Krolic is going to be the one that they're going to try and rely on for this series. Because now they're down 2. They really need to actually get this game, or else more or less it's going to be over for them. You never know, they could get reverse sweep, but from how it stands, it may be over for them if they throw this one series.
Absolutely, as Krolic, that is a dominating kickoff. That is the precedent you want to set early on. It's just going to bounce straight in. Nothing Llama can do,
Yeah.
and Krolic showing why he was picked for this ones game.
Honestly, you can see straight off the bat, Krolic is probably one of the best ones players in this tier. And even from the kickoff, he can probably dominate this game straight off his kickoff alone. But if he keeps this pressure up, he's easily going to take this game.
Kickoffs are so influential in ones in particular. As again, he wins the kickoff, and Llama's going to have to do something to stop this, because if Krolik wins every kickoff in the same convincing fashion, then he could be in a lot of trouble. Krolik, slight mistouch there, and Llama has
Ooh.
capitalized really well on that, and the mistake from Krolik punished immediately.
Yeah, as quick Krolik wants to play, he does need to understand that. He just needs to slow down a bit and not sort of make himself trip, not to try and trip himself up a little bit, because Llama will take advantage of that.
Llama is going to take advantage of any mistakes you make. Krolik, we saw him trying to play fast in the first couple of seconds, and he made an error and he was punished for it. Let's see if he keeps with the same game plan here. Stuck on 0 boosters. Llama could get the flick on. He's got the jump, but Krolik makes the save, and now Llama going to have to track back quite quickly. Krolik, plenty of boosts. He's got the dominance. He's got the pay-to-win card to get those flicks. But Llama is going to make it happen. Oh, and that is a good edge dribble. Better save by the defense, by Krolik. But he's stuck on defense here. He's going to have to get a booming clear, and he's managed to regain possession. Only 18 boosts though. He's going to want to get this further down his field before he can look to get a boost. And that's a good 50-50. That'll buy him a little bit of time. But Llama dominating the boost game at the moment as he tries to get the flick, can't do it. Llama, a touch in, slightly wide. Krolik needs to get out of defense. He's been under pressure for so long, and Llama has missed.
Oh, no.
He's missed a shot, and he could be punished for it, but that's a really good demo, Mol. That is a really good demo to deny Krolik of an opportunity.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see that Llama's actually sort of outpacing Krolik now. From the start, it looks like Krolik was ahead of him, but Llama's keeping up really good. And as I actually just seen in the comments there, John AK always saying, we are dribbling in Rising Star now. I was actually so surprised when I seen Llama going for that little air dribble play.
Absolutely, these players, the reason that they're in this final is they are playing above the level here, but Llama, he's got away with that one. he went for the air dribble, missed it, but they managed to bump Krolik out of the way to deny him of the opportunity to score. But it is all happening. Obviously, Lovely Cans, the manager of Krolik, notorious for saying that ones doesn't matter. I know it's RNG, but he needs it more than ever now if he wants his team to make it or to become the champions of the division. As that's a good shot from Llama and Krolik. He's in trouble.
Honestly, I wouldn't have seen these turn events. I completely expected Krolik to keep a good, consistent pace, but Llama's actually bringing it back. And I've got to say, fair play to him, because when you're going against someone in this tier, such as Krolik, who's really known for his ones, it's a shame to see the pressure that Krolik's going to have now.
Absolutely, and Llama, he's managed to get a good kickoff there, and he has an opportunity and puts it in. Krolik missing it. Krolik actually notorious for rage quitting. We don't want to see that here. It is still within 2 goals, and there's still plenty of time left. But Llama's turned things right around in this game. Krolik definitely would have touted himself to be the stronger player going into this game, but Llama has really shown up as things stand. And he's got the dunk onto Krolik there. Krolik, he's going to need to change things up. He's tried to play in the same playstyle throughout this game, and it just hasn't been working. Maybe try and be a bit more physical, but that was going to roll out the post, Mol.
No.
The RNG is not on his side there.
Honestly, they're the type of shots that Krolik really has to try and secure. That was a nice turnaround from Krolik. But shots like that, he really has to secure to keep this pressure on Llama. If he's constantly missing stuff like that, I don't really see him going back from this unless Llama overcommits, which may happen. You never know.
Yeah, you do have to capitalize on the mistakes of your opponents. It's one of the best ways to score in ones. Obviously, the player who wins is likely always the one that makes the least mistakes rather than the most chances. It's Llama trying to keep the pressure on. He wants to win back his 2-goal buffer, and he's going to do just that. That's a fantastic shot from a really difficult angle.
What has happened to Llama? He's just suddenly became so nice and consistent, and he's keeping such good pressure. But honestly, I feel like Krolik's not really respecting him enough to actually jump up for these shots. I think Krolik's expecting him to move away, but Llama's just constantly coming back with shots.
Llama, we thought that Krolik was getting back into it, but Llama has thrown it right back in our faces here. As within the last 2 minutes here, Krolik, he's going to get bumped there, but he might be able to turn it around. Llama, no boost, and Krolik, he's got the goal, and he's brought it back within 1 again, but bringing it back within 1 is not good enough. You need to level it up. You need to get the decisive goal, so there's still plenty more to do.
I'd say Krolik's feeling a lot of pressure now, especially looking at the chat, seeing everyone saying per man Krolik and a bunch of stuff about Krolik right now. But Llama's keeping really solid, and hopefully Krolik brings this back and keeps some good pressure.
And that's a good
And he
kickoff, and he's
does.
capitalised on it. That's his second kickoff goal of the game, and Llama, that's where he's struggled so far, and that's a good finish. And he's levelled it up. He was 3-1 down, he was 4-2 down, but now we are all tied up at 4-4. Everything's been thrown back up in the air, Mull, with 1.5 minutes left.
Yeah, definitely. Chat looking like that Krolik couldn't come back because of the nerves, but he brings it back just like that, and that's why he won, especially in a tier like this, is so fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. The dynamic that is brought by RLIS with the 3 different game modes is something not seen elsewhere, but that's
Llama.
a brilliant shot by Llama, and he's caught Krolik off guard. Krolik, again, punished for a defensive error.
Once again, Krolik just not respecting Llama going for the shots like this, but Llama constantly just saying to Krolik, you need to respect me, and he's going to keep going for these shots to catch Krolik off guard.
Absolutely, and you might say that he just has to hold on to this lead, but a 1-goal lead is never safe in ones as Krolik goes for a bump. That is daring. But here's Llama.
Bit of an unorthodox.
Yeah, unorthodox, and I think Krolik is tilted off the face of the earth as Llama almost puts in his 6th, but he's missed the recovery, and Krolik. And Merle, that is why we love Rising Star, isn't it?
Honestly, that is the best. Llama with a little 2-wheel drift while Krolik just takes it away. Krolik bringing it back for the 5-5.
Absolutely is. We are all leveled up again. We're into the final minute here. It could just be one shot, one chance that could separate these 2 players, as Llama has a chance in the corner, but he's got to be careful not to leave himself exposed. Plays a smart game though as Krolik, unable to push out a defense for the time being. But that's a good touch here to take it away. And Llama getting the bump, but he's only got 7 boosts. This is incredibly risky staying up here. But he's going to make the wise play back off, collect boost. Krolik now, flick opportunity, fakes it out, gets another flick. Ooh. That is an enormous flick from Krolik. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can, and that's a fantastic goal, and Krolik gets his first lead of the match.
That was such a nice play. The flick was so powerful, completely catching Llama off guard, and then Krolik with a really nice read off the backboard. I was honestly feeling if Krolik wasn't going to get that, and then these guys went into the 4th game, I was going to see like a very bad match and a very sad match to watch for Banshees. But good job on Krolik bringing it back.
Absolutely, but now he has to hold on to it, and Llama almost gifted an opportunity there. Krolik, 20 seconds, just has to see things out here, but easier said than done, especially in ones. As he's trying to play things slow. That's a brilliant 50-50. He could have just won himself the match just with that play alone. Llama gets the first, tries to get it over him. He's got it over, but is it in? No, it's not. Krolik hates it down. The clock has hit 0 seconds and nothing will come of it, and the Banshees are right back in the series.
See, as I was saying at the start, Krolik being a good ones player, especially in this tier, he luckily brought it back with an amazing flick onto the backboard. But this has really given their team as a whole a chance to come back, and for all we know, reverse sweep Setanta. So Setanta are probably going to start feeling a nice little bit of comfortable pressure now, and they're going to be probably like, all right, we need to snap out of this. It's not a complete sweep now.
Yeah.
So Banshees have really got a good opportunity to come back here.
Yeah, Mel, we have Game 4 coming up next. Do you just want to describe to the viewers of RLI what's coming up next?
So Game 4 is decided whoever is down in the series. So in this case, it's going to be the Banshees. Banshees are going to decide between a choice of 1s or 2s. Considering that they just played the 1s game, I'm going to assume that they're going to play the 2s game. But you never know. They may play the 1s twice, considering that they just won their 1s. They won their 1s. But it's hopeful that they're going to go into the 2s and try and bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, they do still have Bass, who did play 2-1 series during league play. But obviously, on the side of Setanta, they didn't play Wrench in this one's game, so that could pose a massive threat. We'll see what they decide on. The Banshees versus Setanta going into Game 4. We're almost at the halfway point of the series, and the Banshees, the choice between, as you said, 1s and 2s. We'll see what they decide. I'm sure Manager Lovely Cans will be in their ear right now, probably moaning about the RNG of Krolik's car, but other than that, I'm sure he'll be giving them some very helpful advice on which game mode to pick for this one. They are down in the series, and if they lose this one, they're going to pick 1, so I would presume it will probably be Bass and Wrench. That'd be my guess, but you're never really sure.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I was generally expecting them to go to twos because I've never really seen the other players play, but Kralik, in my opinion, being one of the strongest ones players, I was genuinely expecting a twos game so they could try and relax and try and get more of a comfortable game. But it looks like Bass is going to take it. But some people do say Bass is a very solid player on the team, so you never know. He may keep this pressure on and bring Banshees back.
Absolutely, both these players between them playing 4 series of ones during league play, 2 each, and this is a massive game. For Satan to win it, then they're on match point, or match series and championship point. But if they lose it, then we're all tied up. Bass now, early pressures, saved by Wrench. Wrench's poor shooting could become his downfall if he hasn't rectified it for this match. But here he's got an opportunity. He's hit it high, it should be floating in,
Ooh,
and it's going to go just
not
wide. Bass, though, unable to recover quickly enough. He prioritises the boost over the ball. That's a mistake, and Wrench goes 1-0 up.
Yeah, that's something you're going to see. Honestly, considering that he missed the ball, I am surprised that he picked boost over ball. But in this tier, you are going to see that a lot. But hard luck for Bass missing that.
Yeah, hard luck for Bass, and there wasn't a lot he could do about that one once he decided to go for the boost. Wrench here. Stuck in the corner. He's having a bit of a troubles here, but it won't matter as he puts it in and makes it 2.
Wrench, MVP of the last game that they played together, and now coming into the ones, I'd say he's feeling very comfortable sitting in here. And definitely he's a good mechanical player, and in ones, when you're a mechanical player, you can really take advantage of it, especially when it's a solo play. And Enrong saying in chat, Wrench, accept me on Steam or get banned.
Well then, 2-0 up. Wrench, 2 goals to the good here. He has been a standout player for Setanta so far, and that is exactly why. What an unbelievable shot from Wrench.
This is what I mean. Good mechanical player. Bass gave him the space that he shouldn't have given him. And Wrench just gives a nice little pop over Bass, completely catching him off guard.
Yeah, too fast for Bass, as he's already 3 goals up in just 50 seconds. But Bass here wins the kickoff convincingly, but he's stuck in the corner, and the corner is not where you want to be. Obviously, Merle, you're a fairly adept ones player yourself. You're obviously you would know better than anyone that you don't want to be stuck in your corner in this game mode.
No, definitely not. If you're ever stuck in a corner with no boost, you really just got to try and stay close to the ball and avoid overcommitting and just try and stay on that defense. But Wrench is playing it very well. Gets a nice goal in there.
That was an absolutely catastrophic mistake from Bass. It's almost as if he forgot he was playing ones. Just smashes it off the opponent's backboard and just gave him an open net. That's a huge error.
Honestly, this is what I was saying at the start. I'm surprised that these guys picked the ones. Now, no offense to Bass, but I didn't really feel like that he was really confident to take this ones game on his own. So I'd expect him to try and calm down a bit and take the twos. But it looks like that they just may have thrown away their chance to get this reverse sweep.
Yeah, indeed. 4-0. It's not an impossible feat, but it's certainly not a difficult one. I think the thing that's most affected at this point is not going to be the scoreline. It's going to be Bass's mentality. He's going to be right down in the dumps, and
Definitely.
he's got to have the mental fortitude to get back into things. As try to get a 50-50 there. Wrench doing well still, especially in the midfield. He's keeping control of the game, and he could try and make it 5 here. He's got 18 boosts, gets a flick over Bass, but that's an awkward bounce, and he's not going to be able to capitalise on it. The fabulous 5 is denied by Bass as he tries to put a shot on net. He's going to try and make it 4-1 here, but can't do so. Up on the wall here, 41 boost to work with. But that's another good play from Wrench. Wrench just getting a lot of hits over his opponent as he's just faked out Bass, but he's going to give him some mercy for that one. Wrench gets the big bang. This is awkward for Bass. Is he going to make the touch? No, he doesn't. And Wrench has made it 5. And then we're only halfway through this game, Mo.
Yeah, Wrench is looking so comfortable compared to when they started the game. It looks like Bass is just really not bothered anymore. He's just sort of moving around. He's not really making plays. Like, even Wrench going for the demo on him, you can tell that Wrench isn't really respecting him to take any shots anymore. And it looks like he's going to really take this game if Bass doesn't do anything soon.
That was a good kickoff from Bass, but he's missed the shot, and this could provide another opportunity for Wrench. But it won't. Bass very quick to get back. He knows he cannot concede another goal. Another goal would be the nail in the coffin for him. But he's still trying to go. He's got to get the right balance between not conceding and getting 5 goals. It's a perilous situation to be in as Wrench hits another one off the backboard. He's going to try and keep control. A good touch. That's awkward for Bass. So awkward. It's just killing time off the clock. Look at that speed from Wrench, and that is why he is the hottest prospect to go into Shooting Star next season.
Yeah, definitely. You could tell that Wrench is going to sit very comfortable in Shooting Star. It looks like that he's always beating other guys to the ball in his tier, and especially during this series, he's been playing really well.
Yeah, absolutely. An impossible task here, even for the likes of Bass, as Wrench puts himself 6 goals to the good in this one. And Wrench, he's just so much smarter with his turns. And it may well be 7. It will be 7. It's a super 7 for Wrench, as he makes it 7-0. And all it needs to do now is for him to score an own goal and make the Brazil. But we'll have to see if that comes through.
It looks like that Banshees are just going to have to rely on their last game here and hope for the best, because it looks like Bass is not really trying anymore. It looks like he's just sort of on autopilot and not really making any plays anymore. But Wrench playing so well at the moment.
Wrench seems to have fixed all his shooting problems, and it's going to be the Brazil. Maybe it was just a mistake from Wrench to allow him to get that goal, but Bass will capitalise on it nonetheless. And Bass, he's got the Brazil.
I feel like everyone really wanted to see the Brazil there.
Yeah, absolutely. In this game, it's all but over. Obviously, Bass will keep on playing. That's a respectable thing to do. He could have gone for a shot there. That could have made the scoreline a little bit more respectable, but that's the demo. Still piling the pressure on, but Wrench, he's spawned on the bad side if you're Bass, and Wrench, he's going to put in another one unless Bass can get behind that. No, he can't. And that is 8-1.
Honestly, if Bass was to get the goal there off the demo, I feel like maybe, just maybe, there could have been a chance for him to bring it back. But Wrench just shut him down straight away. Maybe Kansas is going to say in the old chat there, it's RNG that he spawned on the same side. But yeah, it looks like this is going to go to Wrench.
It is going to be going to Wrench, and there's not a lot Bass can do. And that's the unfortunate thing about sort of the situation at RLIS is, at the moment, Krolic and Pogs, they are just watching their teammate get smashed, and their morale will be just as shattered as Wrench's, as that's gone wide from Bass as Wrench. That is an absolute boomer, and Bass can't get in there. And that is 9-1 to Wrench.
Why is he doing this? Wrench, you don't need to keep scoring any more goals. You can go for clips now. You can relax. You can have fun. But it looks like Wrench is really trying to just make a statement and be like, I'm going into Shooting Star next season.
Absolutely, and there's nothing left for Baths to do. He's just going to try and keep the score respectable.
Honestly, this is abuse at this point.
Absolutely. And now it's a formality at this point. Nothing you can do. And well, let's look forward to the next game. Obviously, Satanta will be on match point of things, and it will be 3v3. Do you think there's a chance for the Banshees still?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the Banshees were the favourite at the start for a reason. I feel like they do play really well when they do work together. But when they got caught off guard by Satanta there... Oh! Wrench with the own goal. But anyway, when they got caught off guard by Satanta there, I feel like everything sort of fell apart, and then they weren't really working together as a team. So there is a small chance that they do look back on their mistakes, and going into a threes game, they can be like, okay, this is a fresh start. We can try and just play how we normally play, and then get something off it. And you never know, they may bring it back, but they really have to try and work as a team going into that threes game.
Yeah, I think Bass has to get another goal here, just for confidence sakes. Losing 9-2 is not a good look, especially not in the finals of a tournament that's been running for weeks as Wrench. That's a good save, and Wrench just been the better player today. That is going to put Satanta on match point. The Banshees have to win every game going forward, and up next is 3v3. Every player will be involved for what may be the final time. And Merle, obviously you predicted the Banshees might be able to get the win at the beginning. Do you still have that kind of faith?
No, I don't. I give it how it is, and how it looks is Banshees are making so many mistakes, so many unneeded mistakes, and then Satanta are really taking advantage. Of course, Satanta are making mistakes as well, but it's about It's about taking advantage of them. And it always looks like Banshees are never in the position to actually look out for their mistakes. So when they happen, there's no one there to take advantage of it, which is exactly what Setanta have been doing. But it genuinely just looks like Setanta have been the better team. I haven't really seen just mistakes being made and then people benefiting off them. It looks like Setanta are just being faster, being more consistent, making more actual shots and getting them on target and outplaying opponents. So Setanta are having a really good game.
Setanta are playing it out. Obviously, this is probably your biggest chance to show yourself off to the other managers with so many people watching. And if you perform well throughout the season and if you perform well in the finals, you're definitely in a good chance of making it up into the next division. But it comes down to this: the next 5 minutes will decide whether Setanta will take home the title, or if the Banshees can begin the long road to recovery here. As Pogs up early, missing that one. As Llama, he's going to miss that one as well. This is Rising Star after all, as Bass trying to move forward, trying to regain a little bit of confidence and dignity from his 9-2 loss last game. As Henbro plays it in by accident to Pogs, and Pogs has capitalised on a massive error from Henbro.
That's definitely going to boost the morale of Banshees right there. I was going to say before, Banshees really have to just try and forget about the games that have happened before and completely focus on winning this. But a great shot from Pogo to really boost the morale, and hopefully they can take advantage of that and keep it going.
Yeah, as you said, they do need to mentally reset, as they have got the opening goal to this match. A double commit coming through there. Pogs up very quickly for that one. That's going to drop it into the middle as Bass. What a goal. He's up flying high, reading the bounce off the backboard, and they are 2 goals up in just 30 seconds.
He was relaxing in the ones. He was taking it easy, and now he's going to completely pop off in the threes. That was an amazing read and such a nice area from Bass.
Yeah, fantastic play. Pogs starting that one all off, beating out 2 of the Setanta players to the ball there. As Setanta will want to make up this deficit quickly. As Wrench in the corner, he's been a standout player so far. What can he do here? Can't get it past Pogo. Here is Bass. He's out quickly again. Will a teammate be there to follow it up? Krolik is there, but the shot is going to get closer to the corner flag than it does the goal. It's going to bounce off the ceiling. Henbrook plays it downfield, but it's a poor clear. Goes straight to Pogs. Bass jumping up early for that. He seems to have regained his confidence making pre-jumps like that. Pogs gets a demo in there. That is brutal. But Krolik, he's left his team exposed with the miss. But that's not going to go in. That's a good clear by Pogs. Bass now gets the clear off the backboard. Wrench playing it back forward, and both players have committed from the Banshees. Wrench looking for the demo onto Pogs. Can't get it done. But now Llama, a bump's come through from one of those Setanta players, but it's just smashed off the crossbar here. But there's still a chance as Llama puts them on top corner.
Ooh. Llama popping in to create that pressure back. I was going to say before, Banshees are sort of going back to how they were in the first game. Yes, they are up 2 goals, but going with that, they can't do what they were doing in the first game, which is constantly trying to double commit and over commit, and just these little things that they just need to change, which is what they were doing at the start of this game, but they really needn't forget that.
Yeah, we're back within 1 in game 5. As Pogs pushing forward, gets a slight touch on that one to take it into the corner. Krolik has arguably been the weakest player on the Banshees, throughout this series so far. He's going to want to redeem himself in this one as Bass plays it into the middle. Is there a teammate there? No, there isn't. The clear comes through. Krolik up on the wall, onto the backboard. There's an opportunity here. Can anyone read it from Setanta? Yes, they can. 2 players, in fact, as Wrench gets the long clear. Oh, that's a massive miss from Krolik. He's almost beamed it, but his teammates will bail him out of that one as he gets the clear through. Henbro looking for another 50-50. He's done well here, but he's stuck in the corner. Not a lot you can do when you're stuck in the corner with low boosts. Pogs pressing forward. It's going to roll around the backboard. Llama gets up early. Does well there, but it could be a shot on for Bass as it goes just wide the post, but it's bounced out to Pogo. To Pogs as... That caught me off guard completely, Mull.
Yeah, honestly, it caught me off guard. I feel like that caught everyone off guard with the little redirect from one of the opposing players there. Really, Pogo just in the right place at the right time to slot it straight in.
Absolutely, a brilliant infield pass coming in by the Banshees as Krolik looks to get another on the board. And there we go. I believe that's his first 3s goal of the series.
Honestly, I feel like this is the first time in the series where I'm actually seeing Banshees feeling confident and comfortable going for these aerials and everything. That was nice, solid, nice pop-up from Kralik, and it's such a good execution.
Absolutely, Bass. Good kickoff win there. It's Pogs keeping the pressure on. I think that's been the difference. Obviously, you have to remember that. And oh, great save by Hembro. But you have to remember that in game 1, the Banshees lost another threes game. But here they're just so much dominant. Merle, what do you think's changed since game 1?
Definitely consistency and rotation. I feel like there was a lot more double commits and a lot more like confusion in the first game, but you can tell that there's a lot more working out now, and everything's just sort of going into Banshee's favor.
Absolutely, and the scoreline reflects that. It's Bass. Hits one into the corner, bounces out, but Wrench there to mop up. Kralik onto the backboard. A miss on the backboard from Henbro, but they'll get away with things. Pogs. He's up, and he's got demoed for his treble Wrench. It's now Tantor on the back foot yet again. Up into the midfield. Bass, he's been fast all game, and he's going to get to the ball first there, but with Pogs double committing with him, too risky. Kralik stays back. Kralik, good touch there to prevent further offensive pressure as Bass. Good speed again, but Wrench slightly faster to that one, just prevents it going in the direction Bass would have wanted. As Wrench, they need to get a goal now. 3 goals in 60 seconds is a much more difficult feat in threes than it is in ones, and the Banshees are looking a lot more solid than we've seen so far, Mo.
Yeah, definitely. You can really see that now. They're just trying to force a nice defense between them. They're not really trying to go for goals anymore. They're just trying to keep pressure. But Woo! That was so close.
Incredibly close, almost 5. As Kralik almost gets it in there again as Bass miss on the sidewall opportunity to reclaim some dignity here as Lama takes it away from Henbro. A mistake potentially there as Kralik gets it clear. That shot from Pogs just wide as things are all set for the Banshees to go back within 1 in this series. 3-2, that's a lot more doable than 3-1 here. Things are hotting up in the finals of the Rising Star Division of RLIS Season 2 as the Banshees will take down Satanta in Game 5 and bring things back within 1.
Now, as you were saying before, is you asked me who do I think was winning at the start. I said the Banshees, and then you asked me after that once game, and I said Satanta. But honestly, I'm just gonna say I don't know. There's like they're performing one game, and then the next game, everything's just falling apart. It's so inconsistent, but I feel like that's what's going to make this next game very exciting because we genuinely don't know what's going to happen. It's all about how the players perform and who they're playing against and if they can match play styles. But honestly, this is one of the exciting games. I really enjoy watching the Rising Star tier.
Everything is so exciting in the Rising Star tier. A lot more inconsistency, a lot more back and forth going on. As this is going to be Game 6, and this is going to be the opposite of Game 4. Game 4 was 1, so we were going to have 2s here. And I don't know which way to call this one.
Honestly, it's going to completely depend on which players they bring out. Going with Pogocat and Krotlik, who actually haven't really seen much going on between them in chemistry-wise, but Third Maple and Wrench have played really well together. We've seen that in the games before.
Indeed, and obviously just to remind you, Satanta's still on match point. They only have to win 1. And this could be the time they do it. Krotlik opting for the wave dash kickoff there. It's going to fall to his teammate Pogs. Henbro gets the clear. He's going to... Oh, Krolik's missed that. Krotlik. His mechanics have let him down so often in this series that it looks like they're going to finish it off early, and Wrench does so.
Honestly, Wrench is just playing very good today. I feel like he's going to hit most of his shots. So I feel like he's just going to sit back and sort of wait for mistakes to happen and then to take advantage of them. I haven't really seen a bad game of Wrench this entire series. So, like, Krotlik and Pogocat are really going to have to try and take something out and keep up a little bit of speed.
They're going to have to pull it out the hat here if they want to take down Wrench. Wrench, he struggled a bit in the 3s, but he's looked absolutely right in his element in the 2s and the 1s. As it's put in by Hembro, cleared by Krotlik. A little bit of unnecessary clear from Krotlik there as a double commit comes in. And you cannot double commit like that, not in 2s, and Henbro puts it in, and that's 2-0.
You don't really need to say what the mistake was. You can clearly see that it was just a bit of an over double commit. I feel like Pogo didn't really trust the clear that happened, and Krotlik tried to hit it down, but it just got caught really well by Third Maple, and he brings it back in on his own.
Indeed, and just 30 seconds in. The Banshees are already 2 goals down. As Hembro looking to make it 3 here. It's a good shot, but not quite enough power. And that's a double commit. That's a massive mistake from Wrench. That's poor from him, but Krolik far too slow. He's not going to be able to score at that speed. As Wrench gets it out of defense. Good 50-50 from Krolik. Here's Hembro. Another double commit coming through from the Banshees, and they have capitalized on every single double commit.
Honestly, it's the nerves. Banshees really wanted it back, but they wanted it so bad it's starting to force mistakes out of them. And literally, as I was saying, they're just taking advantage of the mistakes that they're making, which are double commits, which in twos you really don't want to do. It's literally like in ones on your own, just leaving the ball.
The double commits have proved to be a death sentence so far for the Banshees. As Krolik trying to move the ball forward. Pogs up early again, but some of these touches from the Banshees just seem a bit unnecessary as Wrench clears it away here. Now, Henbro, he has to make the touch, almost home goals it, but gets away with things. Wrench, he's been demoed there as a chance here for the Banshees to get back into it. Krolik just parking simulator, parking right up behind his teammate. As Krolik here could drop it middle, drops it into the middle, and there's the chemistry. Pogs puts one in and brings it back within 2.
There we go. I wouldn't like to see a complete destroy off one team. I'm liking that they are coming back and keeping a good bit of pressure on the opposition.
Things have got a lot closer all of a sudden. Still plenty of time. It's all thrown back up in the air. As Wrench, great speed, good, better save from Pogs though. As Krolik, he's struggled this series so far. Needs to get back into it as the shot from Wrench comes in. Krolik, that's an unconvincing clear, and Wrench is shooting.
Oh, Wrench!
His shooting has come back to plague him here, but Hembro continuing to apply the pressure. Bounces into the middle of Wrench. He's not going to miss this time, but Krolik, or Pogs, sorry, comes back across to make the save. Hit off the backboard by Hembro. Setanta, they really want to score at the end of this one. This is going to drop down right in front of the goal. It's so inviting. But Krolik puts himself right in front of the shot, putting his body on the line, and that could be another goal here as Wrench gets back just in time here. And that's an unfortunate pinch, almost going straight into the net here. As Krolik gets to clear. But back in from Wrench's speed, things have really ramped up in the last minute or so. Both teams playing so much faster. Bouncy away though. This is a dangerous pinch. Wrench gets the dunk over Krolik, but Pogs, he's been a shining light in this 2s game so far. As Wrench, that's a good play there. And that's going to be another miss. That's the 4th or 5th simple shot that he's missed in this series so far. But somehow his team is still winning. Good save by Wrench there. He's just been all over the field. Not just this game, but throughout the series. Hembro looking for the infield pass. Won't come through, and Krolik, he's put himself completely out of the play. He's going to be gone for some time. As that's a good touch from Pogs. Could have an opportunity, could bring it back within 1, and... Oh!
Oh no! Oh no!
Critical error from the formerly known Officer BJ Pogs, as he's missed the openest of open nets, as Krolik cannot get back in time, and Wrench puts in a 4th goal for Setanta, and it's almost like an impossible mountain to climb now for the Banshees.
Honestly, from the looks of it, it genuinely looks like the reason why Banshees are down these amount of goals is the lack of trust. I honestly cannot count how many times I've seen a double commit between the 2 players, and then especially with a few like Krolik right up behind them, just got completely caught off guard by the kickoff. There's not much chemistry going on between these 2, as I said at the complete start of the game.
Yeah, the chemistry is lacking, especially on the defense there. And Krolik,
and if you see at the bottom right, Krolik not skipping the replay, you can see that he's very tilted right now.
Yeah, Krolik, I had such high expectations for him. I thought he may have been the top player on the Banshees, but he's been the opposite of that. He's been probably their weakest link throughout this series. He's been unable to get into any of the games at all. As it's a formality, I think it's all but time to gift Setanta the crown of the Rising Star Division for Season 2. As they may even try to get more here. Pogs trying to reclaim dignity, but that is all he can do with 48 seconds left. I don't want to say it's over, but it's pretty insurmountable. As Krolic, fake challenge, gets a 50-50 there to prevent Hembro making it 6. And Wrench, I think Wrench has got to be my MVP for this series. He just looks so impressive.
Yeah, definitely. If this series goes over, I'd just actually like to point out that means Setanta are going to be champions on 2 tiers going into the end of the season, which is actually insane.
Yeah, there was some degree of doubt of whether LTX Sam could take the managerial crown this season, but it seems like the doubters have been silenced. As with 30 seconds left, 3 goals, it's not going to happen as the touch onto the backboard from Hembro, Krolic forced to clear, and there's not much point really, it's all over.
Definitely.
As Setanta are going to be your victors of the Rising Star Division in Season 2. It's 6-2. And I'm very disappointed in the Banshees. Obviously, my team, I know they practiced a lot. I think they kept it close with our Shooting Star team in scrims recently as well. But they just haven't shown up on a day, and that's when it counts.
Yeah, honestly. As I was saying before, this game all came down to trust, which is something you really need in twos. You need to sort of expand yourself, and you need to be available for passing plays and in different positions, so in case something goes wrong. But I've seen a lot of moments where Krolic and Pogs really just sat beside each other, and Krolic with the leave the game straight away.
No
It was just a
GGs.
lot of tension. Yeah, there was a lot of tension on them, and I feel like they really let it get to them, and they just lost it. So, but fair play to Setanta. They've played so well, especially Wrench, which personally I'd give that MVP on that game, on that series, as that. But honestly, good job to Setanta and well played.
That was so impressive from Setanta as they take down the Banshees in the series 4-2, and that was just an incredible performance from them. So your victors for the Rising Star Division are Setanta, that's Wrench Adequate Llama, and Hembro 88. And we might try and see, yeah, we do have an interview with the players of Setanta. Merle, do you just want to ask these boys a question?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations, lads, becoming the victors of your division. Wrench, congratulations on getting MVP there.
Thank you.
You honestly played amazing in every series that you played, and your teammates played so well around you. Just like to ask you, lads, how are you feeling? You feeling good?
Very good. Yeah, that was really exciting games, and glad to get the fucking big W. Sorry for swearing there, actually shouldn't do that.
It's all right.
PG stream has been ruined, but
It's past the watershed, it's okay.
So anyway, I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you feel like really got you guys that win? Do you guys feel like you played really well together? Do you feel like you just took advantage of the other team's mistakes? What went through your head?
Yeah, I think it was just we played well, ran each other, make sure the comms were all right, and any opportunities to jump on them we took, and we actually scored them, even though I missed a few whiffs myself. No, I think it was good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you're looking to try and get drafted in the Shooting Star for the next season. Do you think you're gonna get it?
We'll see, but I've heard that the next season is going to be really high competition. So either way,
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
Rising Star and Shooting Star is both going to be quite competitive. So either way, be happy with either.
Yeah. Rez, do you have any questions?
yeah, I think just congratulations to you. I think the MVP award is going to go to Wrench. You were impressive throughout the evening, and I just want to hear from you. You had a slightly tougher time taking down Nafina in the semi-final. Do you think that Nafina were the stronger team than the Banshees?
Both teams were pretty strong, to be fair. I just think against Nafina, we took a while to get warmed up. We didn't play as much just before the games, so we almost went straight into it cold. But today we actually had a chance to warm up, so yeah, I think it was just a case of being ready for what was coming in.
Sorry to interrupt now. Sorry. There's no MVP award for Wrench. You haven't added me on Steam. I'm disqualifying Setanta. So until I get that on Steam, the winners are actually the Banshees. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, sorry, Llama. Unfortunately, lads, until I get that.
Got it. Should be accepted.
Right, So we've actually been bombarding Wrench with a few questions, but I'd like to talk to Llama and Hembro. I feel like I haven't really gotten you guys into the limelight for a second. How
Sure.
are you guys feeling? You guys all right? Like, do you feel like you played well? Do you feel like it was just another day? You just keep winning all these games? How is it?
Do you want to go ahead?
Lama answer first. Yeah, I know I can answer. Yeah, no, we played well today, especially compared to the semi-final, and everything just went right from the start, and yeah, we were comfortable, in the end, and yeah, we played as good as we ever have as well. Like, and we also took comfort as well from the league play. Like, I mean, we played well against the Banshees then when they were top, and yeah, we played as good as we ever did in the final. Really brought it on the day.
Yeah, and how about yourself, Llama?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Like, communication was really on point in the game. Wrench telling us to get back when we're over committing was very
Yeah.
helpful.
You feel like communication was one of the key reasons why you really took advantage of those games?
I feel like it, yeah. That and a certain knowledge of the team that we were playing against. We know a few of the players, like.
So you sort of understand how they play.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fair. I get that. Well, honestly, guys, congratulations. You guys played so well, especially throughout the entire series. But yeah, good job.
Thank you very much.
Man.
Thanks very much.
No worries.
Well, they were your victors of the Rising Star Division of RLIS Season 2. Congratulations to Satanta of Wrench, Adequate Llama, and Henbro. I just feel it's time to announce that we have another final going on at the same time tomorrow. That will be the All-Star final. That will be the top division of things. That one will be between the Saints and Nafina. Make sure you tune in. We'll have Mull and Dave Forehead coming out of semi-retirement to cast that one. I've been Rez. I've been joined by Mull. Thank you very much, Mull, for joining me this evening.
No worries. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure you sign up to RLI Season 2 or Season 3. Sorry, sign-ups are still open. Tune in right here tomorrow at 9 PM to watch the All-Star Finals. Thank you very much for watching. And goodbye.
Bye bye.